Alright guys, today we're going to be making some paper that has designs on it to be used in a later project. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting with a color of paint, and we're going to use a really big brush to just lay it down across our paper. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's going to get covered up. And you can see I'm going close to the edges but not quite touching my edges. So I'm leaving a white picture frame around the outside. I'm also keeping my direction of line going the same direction throughout that whole process. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to go over the top of it with a different color. So we're going to get another color. So I got purple, and I'm going to go right over the top of it. And each time you can see that I'm going back to dip my brush in and get more paint, and the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want my blue to start blending with my purple. So I'm going and getting some fresh paint. I'm putting it on nice and thick. You can see those lines in there because it's so thick. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a scraper tool, like this one, and I'm going to scrape some designs in it so I can swirl back and forth. It's kind of up to you, whatever you'd like to do, okay? You can also continue to move the paint around, so there it made like a grid, or I can go back and swirl over the top. Once you have a pattern, you are going to take this to the drying rack and let it dry. Then you're going to start your second piece of paper. On your next piece of paper, you're going to again start with doing one color. So we're going to get a different brush, and we're going to start with a color that you started with the first time. So you're going to start with the lighter color. So what we're going to do is we're going to again start by putting this down. Again, we're going to do it big. We're going to leave some white around the edges. You'll notice each table is going to have different colors for this, so it will be up to you to use whichever color you want. And on this one, what we're going to do instead is we are going to use a tool to make some patterns. So we're going to use a tool that looks like this, and we're going to dip it into the paint, and then we're going to use that to create some designs on our paper. Once you have finished working with this tool, you can bring your paper over to put in the drying rack. On your third piece of paper, you're going to start out with one of the two colors, so you're going to have to make a choice for this one. And you're going to paint it down again. And again, I'm leaving some white around the edges. And on this one, we're going to blend some white in. So I'm going to take my same brush that has blue on it. I'm going to put it in my white. Your white's going to get a little messy during this, but it's okay. And we're just going to go back and forth with some lines. So you'll see that the white and blue kind of start to blend together. It creates kind of a pretty look. A key for this is to not mix it too much. So if you look here, I'm just going back and forth a little bit and then moving on to a new area. That is going to be our third paper for the day, and when you're done with that one, we'll again take it to the drying rack. When you have finished all of these steps, you need to collect your materials with your table, and you need to take them to the sink, rinse them, and put them in the drying rack.